Hi everyone, welcome to Fort Worth, Texas. Welcome to one of my favorite places in all of the DFW area to visit, the Hulen Mall. A wonderful, diverse scale shopping mall which is in the premier shopping destination of the city. You'll find almost everything you need either at this mall or nearby in the busy shopping district. I know I'm in Texas when we come to this mall, and one of the first things I look forward to the most visiting is this place. With over 118 stores here, there's just about everything you'll be able to find here, and it's always a pleasant shopping experience every time we're here. Without further ado, though, I figured it was fitting if Kayla decided she wanted to come on here and tell you some of her favorite memories of the Hulen Mall growing up in the area, and then I'll pick up after she's finished. So enjoy some retrospect from Kayla's point of view.
Hi everyone, Wally asked me if I wanted to talk about this mall since I grew up shopping here, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to reminisce about my favorite memories of this place. The earliest memory I have from Hulen Mall is being about 4 years old, and I went into Suncoast with my mom and my grandma, and they bought me stuffed animals from a TV show called Fraggle Rock because I was very obsessed with it as a child. And to those of you who don't know what Suncoast was a lot like FYE, and the only difference really was it was cooler and they had this dark interior with these red neons. It was really cool. My dad also tells me of the story of when I was younger and I asked him to take me to the Warner Brothers store to go get Bugs Bunny ears. There was a big Warner Brothers store here in the mall, but my memories of it are very, very faint. We also had an FYE in the mall, which sadly closed in summer of 2010. It was a really big store, which is now where the Route 21 is downstairs. I remember being super excited when my dad would bring me back CDs and horror movies from here because they had a lot of really cool stuff. Another one of my favorite memories from here is the Greek restaurant, which had been in the food court since the 80s, called Opa Greek Flavor. They had the most incredible gyros I've ever had. Still to this day, I don't think anybody could top theirs. My mom had been a customer since they first opened, and sadly they closed in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And my all-time favorite memory from Hulen Mall, when I went into Hot Topic just to look around, I didn't expect to find a whole lot. Then I glanced over at the t-shirt wall and bam, there's my favorite foreign band's t-shirt. I ran over there to that wall and I could not stop smiling, giggling, and I still have and cherish that shirt to this day. It's hard to believe how long ago that was. And yes, guys, there was actually a time in history where Hot Topic carried underground bands in their stores. I have a lot more memories where that came from, but these are some of the ones that stand out to me the most. And I'd love to hear some of your favorite memories from here as well, so please comment below. Thank you, Wally, for inviting me on here, and thank you to our viewers for watching.
Many thanks to the lovely Kayla for joining in on this mall video. You know, one of the greatest things for me when we go to this mall is seeing how happy Kayla is, to see that smile on her face, to be able to walk through these corridors again. And usually we're accompanied by her mother and her brother. And when her father isn't working, her dad as well. And, you know, it's just wonderful. I always have a great time, whether it's just Kayla and myself, or if the whole family is there, as Kayla's mom and dad and brother are just as much my family. I always have a great time. It's always a pleasure. Anyway, getting back into the history of this mall from where I started, this mall opened up on August 4th, 1977 by the Rouse Company. The Rouse Company was founded by Hunter Moss and James W. Rouse in 1939 and was a publicly held shopping mall and community developer from 1956 until 2004 when General Growth Properties purchased the company. That's about when they took this mall over as well. Department store Sanger Harris would be joined by Montgomery Ward upon the mall's opening in 1977. It would encompass over 580,000 leasable square feet and 87 stores at the time of its opening. Hulen Mall would exist in its original state until July 1993 when it underwent a western expansion. Prior to the expansion, the mall was more of a rectangle in shape, but with this expansion, not only did it grow to a total size of 916,700 square feet, but it became a T-shaped mall and it added a third anchor. That third anchor would be Dillard's department store, and it would officially open on August 24th, 1994, officially dedicated with the mall's western wing. Upon the mall's opening in 1977, it had some unique features, such as an early food court known as The Park. Some tenants that opened with The Park included Chelsea Street Pub, Chick-fil-A, Claim Jumper Hamburgers, Cookie Cupboard, Heidi's Bavarian Deli, Love That Yogurt, Old Dan Tucker's Smokehouse, Pietro's Pizza, and Swenson's Ice Cream Parlor. Though the mall lacks aesthetics, palm trees decorate this mall in its corridors, and the fountains that they still have to this day, one by the Macy's and one by the old Sears, still remain. At one point, they had a large fountain in the main corridor, which was taken out with one of the major renovations, and it's greatly missed upon the locals that frequent this mall. I personally wish I could have seen that fountain. It seems to have been very beautiful based on the pictures that I have seen and some of those that I've provided in the early part of this video. But nevertheless, this mall is full of life, full of stores and people that it's just always a pleasure every time we visit this place, whether it's on a weekday or on a weekend. This place is always busy, as you can tell. Speaking of the center court, the Hulen Mall features a clock hanging from the ceiling, which is an 1872 French cathedral clock that has been hanging there since the mall opened in 1977. If you're not looking for it, it may be easy to miss upon the scaffolding type design that this building has, but if you see it, it's pretty cool to check out, and it's quite large, and you honestly shouldn't be able to miss it from the second floor. As I had mentioned earlier in the video, upon the mall's opening on August 4th, 1977, it had opened with a pre-existing Sanger Harris, which had opened on May 5th of that year. The mall opened with the Montgomery Ward, which would stay in operation until March 2001, when bankruptcy issues plagued the store and forced the whole company to file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy, closing and liquidating all assets. Montgomery Ward would eventually become Sears department store a year later in 2002, which would remain in operation until 2020, when Sears announced that they would be closing. You may remember we did a couple of videos at that store, and we did it during normal operations, and we did one during liquidation, and quite frankly for me, it was really depressing, and it was sad for Kayla as well. For me, it was nice to see a Sears store still open and be able to shop for whatever I wanted in there in a pretty decently stocked store that, you know, when we would be towards the end of our trip, would announce that they were liquidating, and it would be like all hell broke loose. So it was a little bizarre for us and sad at the same time. The good thing about the Sears closure is that it didn't really make much of an impact on the mall. Yes, it's still a vacant department store, as you can see as we're approaching it now, But the life of this mall has not suffered at all. The mall is still very busy. We've visited the place multiple times since the Sears closed, and it really doesn't seem affected. And it really creates a great opportunity for a new department store to move in. Could the Boscov's department store chain from New England and Northeast move in? I highly doubt it, but boy, would that be a dream come true. So our friends in Texas could experience that. But it does create an opportunity for a new retailer to move in. Without forgetting about Sanger Harris, in July of 1987, the Sanger Harris department store would be rebranded as Foley's. The chain's parent company, Federated Department Stores, had decided to merge the two chains in an attempt to consolidate operations. And in September of 2006, Foley's would be rebranded as Macy's as part of Federated Department Stores' acquisition and rebranding of the May Department Stores company. You may be familiar with May, as they had taken over chains such as the Pittsburgh-based Kaufman's department store and Lazarus up here in the Northeast. Aside from the renovation and expansion in 1993, another renovation would happen beginning in 2011 with the addition of over 25,000 square feet of restaurants being added to the eastern facade. Among the new tenants would be Red Robin, which Kayla and I have had lunch at, and it was very good. Abuelo's Mexican Food Embassy, which has outstanding Mexican food. We've been to a couple of their locations, and we have had wonderful meals each time. Not to mention that, they also added a BJ's Brew House, which we have one here in the McCandless Crossing Shopping Center in Pittsburgh. They have some pretty good pizza. I cannot complain. Anyway, these openings began in 2011 and lasted through 2013. Upon its completion, the property would encompass 942,000 square feet. I want to thank Kayla's mom, dad, and brother for taking me to this mall. It's always a pleasure getting to go here, and I have a lot of excitement going here, especially after we roll into town the day before, driving 20 hours and getting up bright and early the next day. I'm just teasing. It is fun, though, and I'm honored to be able to go to this place. It's a fantastic mall, and if you're ever in the Hulen area, I definitely recommend you check it out, or the businesses and restaurants nearby. There's not a bad place anywhere around. I love this place. So thank you very much for watching the video, and thank you very much to our Patreon supporters for making a video like this possible. Your help goes a long way, and we're grateful to be able to bring you content from here and wherever that we can visit. So thank you very much. I look very forward to being able to return to this mall in June 2022, so Mom, Dad, and Tom, get ready. We'll be down very, very soon. Can't wait. I'm very excited. But on that note, I'm going to let you guys go and enjoy the fountains outside of this place. I love the fountains and the palm trees here. Another reason you need to check it out. But anyway, thanks again for watching. Take care, stay awesome, and on Kayla's behalf, have a Hulen Mall-licious day, and stay tuned for our next one out of Arlington, the Parks at Arlington. Another banger. Can't wait to put that mall video together for you. Think you'll enjoy it. Alright, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.